it's energetic and it's spiritual, and the community, or not the communion, because the context is wrong, the relevance is not there. The bonding of the two souls is much more intimate, because it's a soul integration, and it's better in that way. So this unhappiness transfers into debilitating energy of insecurity, aggression, and mental distraction, and needs a lot of relief without continually disobeying and betraying God. God is love, and humiliation is something that God would not want us to feel, as it discourages, makes us feel ashamed, and produces a society that cowers to logic. And the educated, intelligent part of us knows that this is a law that needs to be seriously addressed. And it contradicts that part of God that is love, that part of God which is mercy, or understanding, and that almighty part which is intelligent, which must want us to perform most efficiently, which has everything to do with health, because health equates to production. As not going to heaven for acting smarter and wanting to feel healthier by having sex, and in doing this also lowering the divorce and abortion rate, is an issue where holiness is truly unethical and spiritually hurtful. If they discredit science and logic, then why is it that all scriptures and texts, alien UFOs, tell us of technological signals of their scientific wonder and intelligence? Why should being smarter make a person bad? You know what? Let me make a child instead, and let them deal with this issue, and let me have my sex, and let them be rebellious. So then I won't have to care, because it's their fault. They should know better. Well, eventually they'll come home with herpes and being ashamed, and because I'm ashamed that I'm leading them to betray God by not giving them advice on how to protect themselves. At least if they do it, then I won't be betraying God. So it's like this cycle of bad, and what I say earlier about the Holy Trinity is that God needs to do more than to tell us spiritual things, and the spiritual things that He's telling us right now doesn't equal what we need to know about the spirit, about energy, about negative energy, how it's influencing us to do bad things. Positive energy will make us do better things, but understanding that the two can be balanced will make us a better spiritual person, and prevent primitive thoughts into making negative energy chaotic, which will then not permit positive energy to be around, which then takes away the kingdom of God, and that's why He's not here. He's not here because we push Him away. So as a civilization, shame does not produce strength, it only increases denial, which makes us do incorrect things. So as a civilization, the need to control the population 2,000 years ago that did not have condoms and prophylactics is an outdated and destructive human rule and not a godly law. The need to teach how to exchange spiritual energy must be taught so that we don't look like sex addicts, which is what happens when sexual dreams, and this validates wet dreams and erect private parts, as we all know that sexual dreams can feel better than the actual sex. In reality, isn't this better? It's just more intense, as your senses are amplified by 250%, all 6 senses. This repression of sexuality causes mental illness, resentment, stupidness that defies God, as He must be intelligent and not so cruel to give us snapshots and feelings of a world that, according to our dreams, is a blink away. But do not despair. Was not Mary Magdalene Jesus' wife? Then with this confession, she was also a prostitute and his lover, as they secretly had Sophia prior to his death. Believe me when I say this, 1 or 2 months the church will address this issue, but instead of hating me, judge my words as not listening to all my interviews, especially on energy and religion, which is 22, 23, and 24. And with that in mind, please, by all means, read 9, as the movie with Dennis Hopkins, The Right, will explain to you that it's based on true actual facts. And if you Google exorcisms, you'll see the pictures of the spontaneous jawbreak. Those things are real. You'll know they're real because you'll see the energy in there. You'll know what's real and what's fake. It's very easy to see it. And the only thing that will betray your senses is if it's based on something that mimics fake. So, in reality, the whole purpose of this is that so I will attempt to explain and provide outstanding, and most importantly, factual, scientific confirmation that Jesus waits for us to come to him. As it is above, so be it below. As it is within, and I say, therefore without. So, if it's the same from above, then it will be below. So you bring kingdom heaven, or you bring God to us by activating the God within us. So within us, therefore without. If you find God within yourself, you'll be without God, and you'll bring heaven to earth. And no one knows of the day or the hour, not even the angels, nor his Son, but only the Father. Be on guard. Be alert. You do not know when the time will come. Mark 13, 32, 33. So we must evolve on our own. So not eating makes us starve. Therefore we need to survive. Would you not kill to do so? Everyone would. Give me 1 second, please. So not eating makes us starve. Therefore we need to survive. Would you not kill to do so? Everyone would. Now being religious, there are messages that are discovered, truths to be found, and hosts of religions that need to be lied about and covered. With all of these people, good people, spiritual people, pure people, when they see the holes that religion needs to address, like dating, sexuality, and the very striking similarities between religions from gods that fought each other. But when they start to trade notes with historians, theologians, and scientists, combining the higher educations, a lot of problems revealed themselves. For example, the Ark of the Covenant was given to the Egyptians, then given to the Israelis, whom the Egyptians later tried to take back by force. So it was obviously in the hands of the Egyptians, which gave them their high society. And then all of a sudden, there was no more pyramids made. There was one more pyramid made after that. And it's obvious they had relics to even have the audacity to attack Moses. But here's the thing. The Egyptians had it, and then 8 years before Moses took the ark, the Israelis had it, borrowed it, and then took down the walls of Jericho. And then all of a sudden, Moses takes it, and then they try to take it away by force because, well, oh man, here's the explanation. So they try to take it back by force at the Red Sea. This hints and betrays that the same God has personality disorders and many names. Evidence is that for some reason, the Israelis borrowed the ark to blow the walls of Jericho, and the ark somehow within 8 years later resides in Egypt. I think I explained that earlier, so I'll just take that at face value. And Moses was tentative to take his people back since Ramses obviously had the upper hand, until Moses discovered that the ark complies only to the rightful owner. So they returned it to the Egyptians. And they returned it to the Egyptians, and then Moses came to get the people, but he also came to take the ark. And the nervousness that Moses showed when battling Ramses tells its own story. Because if he had, in the Disney remake of 1998 Prince of Egypt, if this all-powerful God was by his side, which actually absolutely destroyed his army in the sea, there had to have been something that did that, or else he would have just done it at the pyramids, and then it would have been just over with. But that's just proof that this element, this upper hand, was the ark. And it's been throughout history, and it's been in Noah's Ark, and it's been used by the Atlanteans. It's been throughout history. And so when you see faith religions and other religions, then you could also see their devotion, and you could see the power in their devotion, and that power produces energy, as you can feel it. And this explains why people protect their beliefs. But once again, is one God not the same if that ark event doesn't prove everything? Are you telling me that they don't know what God is? And they don't know what love is? When they tell you that they love you, do you believe it? Then, if they love God like they love you, then what could God now be but a bridge to happiness? Unity in the necessary evolution of spiritual and cultural convergence. This binding of religions is an understanding that we finally can be humans and content, and the contents that hold God's bridge and bring earth into heaven, as they have brought heaven to us to guide us back to its glory by sending us their prophets and avatars of spiritual awareness for the purpose of awakening.